Welcome. Dennis, do we have people online? You see there?
We're broadcasting. Yeah, one person's
Okay, welcome. Where do I look to?
from that one.
Okay, welcome. So we'll begin with Diksha, the light blessing that comes into the brain. So we'll start with that. And our participant online, I'll also begin with you to offer you Diksha. So you can just open yourself and receive. we're the ones that we've been waiting for. So I'm taking in the ascended masters, the angels in this sacred space, and they're not going to do it alone. Right? We are the pillars. We're the ones to anchor the light. And we are that. We are light. So thank you everyone for coming. It's this unity, the sacredness, the love, where we come together and we really remember who we are. So I thought we could start out with a little discussion about oneness consciousness. So I just came from a program with Saima, The Journey of Light Consciousness. And we learned a bit about oneness consciousness. I think it can mean so many different things to different people. So thought we could just start by sharing what's our understanding. What is your understanding of oneness consciousness? I can pass it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or pass that one.
I can pass this one around. Yeah. Anyone want to share?
I mean, it's pretty basic to me.
Yeah.
You're next, so get ready. It's just that we're all connected. We're all one. And the more that we can be on a higher level of consciousness, the higher our vibrations can raise, and we can actually do what we're all setting out to do, which is be the light workers that we are. But you have to be at a certain conscious level to do that, right? But still, it doesn't matter. Even the ones that are in the dark, we're still all one. And that's a consciousness right there. So.
Exactly what she said, and I'm working to be at that higher power. I'm kind of down here and want to work up to, because I know I have it. I just need to learn how to use it. Yeah.
I always think about what Ma says, I am in you and you are in me. She said, I'm always with you. And there is no separation except for the bodies. But the spirits are all together as one. And in that web where we're all connected. Thank you.
For me, oneness consciousness is all, and that we're all connected. It's through little threads of energy, and part of that's Mother Divine, nature. So whenever we look at anything, that's all part of us. And so I look at loving all, regardless of whatever awareness stage that they are at.
I think the oneness consciousness for me has come about because I used to always look for it out there. You know, like, it's over there, it's over there. Oh, if I go here or I go there, I'll learn about it. And then there was a moment when I went, wait, I am the oneness consciousness, and you are, and everyone is all the time, at the same time, and it is magnificent. Sometimes, you know, I can get a little off, but mostly it's the realization that there is no division. So I felt like I was treating things differently and in a better way of understanding.
So yes, heart consciousness, being in the present moment, just that the oneness occurs right here. But what I think about when I think of oneness, I think of that which is not oneness, which is fear, and that which is created through our minds, through that separation. So I often wonder, like when I look at my dog, like I think he believes we're one. He doesn't have a prefrontal cortex, that's saying I'm separate. And I think of that a lot in my work, because I think we would all literally be in that space without the mind saying, you're different, I'm different. One has to be more right or safer, or I need to get this from you. So I think the execution of that oneness through this human prefrontal cortex is where the rubber meets the road in oneness.
I agree with what others have been saying, and I know the work for me is getting out of the way, is working with aspects of myself that don't believe that, the wounds and shadow aspects that can so easily come up and sideways and divert what could be higher. So I consider that emotional work as very sacred and very necessary to really be able to maintain oneness consciousness, because that's what's left when the other parts are out of the way and I'm at peace or in nature, or that it's the assumption of my ground of being is that we are all one. So that's what I consider the work, to be able to stay there.
Thanks. I always think of the circle, the oneness, even though one is there, but the oneness is kind of like a circle. And I also think of the infinity, the 8 on the side. And so where the oneness meets in the middle, spirit and matter. How we in time and space kind of like connect to that is like our journey, right? How to, yes, in spirit, we're all just this light, but here we're all trapped in these body minds that are obviously different, and so there's kind of a geometry to it. There's a mathematics to it that is mind-blowing. You can't even comprehend that. There's these formulas, these numbers that they come back to one. And if you multiply 0 by 0, there's like this, or is it the square root of 0? It comes out as 1. Have you seen that? So there's these these numbers in time and space that are kind of like these hidden clues to, like the oneness. But for me, the oneness, I really don't experience, but I do know that we all feel love. We all have life. These kind of one denominators that we all carry within in our body, minds, and souls. We all have that love. We all have that life, the energy of life that is a living energy. It's a conscious energy, and it's manifesting through each and every one of us in its unique way, but it comes from the one place. And so in that inner journey that we see, when we kind of like go into what is life, what is love, that energy, as you sit in the energy of it, then it comes out on this other side of spirit of like, oh, you know, the light. Anyways, that's what I had.
Well, I picked up so many yummy pieces in this. Everybody's sharing. Oneness consciousness was that. That's what we started with. Kind of see consciousness as the whole, and we're all kind of rays of light, I guess, coming out of that, or coming into that also, I'm trying to think of, I guess, one of the things that came to mind, especially when you were talking about your dog, is unconditional love. And I was sitting thinking of places that that just bring me there instantly, and that would be the redwoods, or floating in the ocean, or some things that I feel connect me to that oneness and consciousness. And well, thank you.
Yeah, so as everyone's sharing, I feel like the energy unfolding into oneness consciousness, right? Like there's just no separation among all of our different relationships to oneness consciousness. I had a brief moment with Saima after my divorce. I was pretty devastated after my separation, the beginning of the pandemic. And I was on my own driving out to Colorado, and all of these beautiful synchronicities started to happen, and it was really pretty magical. And I'm experiencing this as I'm moving through my devastation and grief. And I had a call with Ma, and Ma said, "Isn't life magnificent?" You know, while I'm just like barely getting across the country. And I said, "Yes, Ma, life with a lowercase l and life with a capital L." And Ma said, "Oneness consciousness." So and I was like, oh, that's oneness consciousness, the one expression of it. And so I'll share what my own understanding is after our Journey of Light Consciousness teaching. So this is kind of a model of creation, or a model of oneness consciousness. And so we start with source, right? And source is that 0 point. It is just being. Actually doesn't create. It's just pure space, beingness. And then there's Shakti and consciousness. And this is the principle, the energy that starts to create. And that essence emits forward, and then quantum is created. And then light is created. And then love is created. And then everything we have in this third dimensional reality is created. And that is where the duality comes in. This planet is a planet of opposites, right? So that illusion where, I guess, our forgetfulness of our oneness occurs. But that essence, right, from source, from consciousness, from quantum light love, is in us, right? Everything in us comes from source. And so this essence, once it reaches humans, rocks, right, like everything in the third dimension here, becomes two, right? But before that, it's all one, right? Okay. So then from our point of view, my understanding was that illusion of two, it's our relationship to the illusion of two where we might lose awareness of oneness consciousness. So when I had this experience, understanding this model, what I became aware of is, the most prominent energy within me that creates that separation or the forgetfulness of oneness for me was judgment. Judging right, wrong, good, bad with what's occurring in the third dimension, in my mind or in the prefrontal cortex, as Kim shared. It was prefrontal cortex, right? As Kim shared. So, right, the lower mind. So it's judgment that was creating that separation for me. And as love is the denominator, right? And that unconditional love, like that's what brings me back into oneness consciousness. So today we're going to devote most of our time to just bringing the shadow into the light, right? Creating the oneness consciousness through that energy work. And we know now that it shifts so fast, right? We really just, as long as we're in a space of allowing it, just bring it into the heart and it dissolves. So, I want to invoke the Divine Mothers. And as I do that, let's all just become aware of one energy that is between you and oneness consciousness, or between you and your I am presence. And then we're just going to work with shifting. So, this feels good to get out of the linear mind and all that talking. Okay, so let's go into the body and into the heart. Let's feel that love, divine love, the supreme love in the sacred space of the heart. And let's let the Divine Mothers hear us, feel our passion, feel our craving, feel our devotion, feel our yes. Heart, let the heart open more and more with this yes. And we invoke our beloved Saima. And we invoke Maria Magdalena, Mother Mary, Anna, Kuan Yin, Hathor, Isis. Let's just feel the tenderness of the heart. In this tenderness, we know that we are held in love and that this is a safe space, a sacred space to reclaim our wholeness through our awareness, through our sharing, and through the transmutation that occurs with the Shakti that we'll be working with. All right. So let's bring to mind one of these lower frequencies that we might identify as wrong or bad. Probably in its true nature is just a contraction in the body, the mind. So let me feel into what's there for me. Okay, so I'm going to begin. We'll pass the mic around if you're open to share, if you choose to step into sharing, choose to opening. Of course, that's where the belonging occurs. We feel this belonging and we feel this acceptance and freedom. So I'm aware of this low-grade anxiety that's in my gut. It's a little bit in my nervous system, my central nervous system. So can all just kind of practice together, but become aware of it. And as I'm bringing it into my heart, I'm feeling this natural smile, I'm feeling lightness, and I'm feeling joy. So we'll pass the mic and share if you want, and you can, of course, pass if you don't want to share.
I have a very young wounded part that I've been working with a lot last couple of years and having breakthroughs, and it's decided it was very alone. She was all alone. Nobody cared. Nobody. I don't matter. All that stuff, and so it's a broken-hearted feeling, and she will vigorously claim that right to have that belief. She will fight other people to make sure she demands that she doesn't matter. So she's in my heart, and when she's really triggered, she's kind of out here, and so I have been very frequently or whenever she's activated, I bring her back here, and kind of it's a lot of mothering imagery to soften and reconnect her, and she's a little pouty and a little tantrumy, but it'll soothe, and then as I do that, of course my life starts reflecting back that love and acceptance.
So we're going to take the opportunity in this field of love to shift the energy. So what I heard you share is that it's the little girl, right? The child part that's coming up in you as you're aware of this kind of pattern. What is here for you right here, right now in what you shared? Is it the child part? I heard fight, resistance, unlovability. Anything that you're aware of right now.
Vulnerable would be what's here right now.
Okay. So I understand vulnerability to be a divine quality. So let's try vulnerability with you. That's what's coming up. So find it in your body. Okay. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, breathe into it. We open that divine, sacred space in the heart. This infinite love, brilliant light. And welcome. Welcome the vulnerability into your heart. And what are you noticing? What do you notice?
At first, there's a sense of, oh, really? I get to have love? And then she just, what I saw was her kind of looking up with the light shining on her face and happy and feeling joyful.
Feeling joyful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
She's happy to get the attention and connection, affirmation.
Thank you. Do you want to pass?
So what I've been working on in the last couple of weeks
A little closer to your mouth because I couldn't.
is a lack of generosity with my 3 daughters. I feel like I've spent many years kind of like fencing off and boundering, like, no, no, no. And there's something that's happened in the last few weeks that has gone from like almost protection to a feeling of greed or that's shutting off oneness. So it's like a sense of contraction that I'm working and really forcing myself to stay open and generous and maintaining connection, even when like I'm feeling like I'm being put in a washing machine. So yeah, I'm working toward openness and generosity.
Openness and generosity. Do you want to do the practice?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go into the body. Let's go into the body. Breathe with the contraction, the greed, energy, maybe not enough or lack. And feel that generosity in the heart, the light of generosity, the light of openness. And one beautiful aspect of Maria Magdalena in her tenderness and power is our relationship with her in the allowing, so we don't have to force anything. We just allow, we're all practicing allowing ourselves to move into the heart again, again, again. The effortlessness there. Anything to share? Okay.
I felt it move. It's like a box that took a while to open, and then it turned into grief, and then it just moved out.
Thank you. I saw a little sparkle of light, an actual sparkle on your cheek.
For me, I work on my slight tension that I have in my solar plexus, and I know that's my power, my personal power, confidence or ability to let go and know that I have the power, that things will work out. So when it happens, especially if I'm like in a conflict, arena, and so I have to, what I do is I notice where my tension is in my body, and then I have to remind myself that I am God, I am source, I have connections, and so that I call on the quantum and the conscious oneness consciousness and I ask for assistance to be in my heart, and then know that whatever way it works out, it's going to be okay, because it's either an opportunity that I have to let go, it's going to be a message for me, or it's going to be a reminder that I have nothing to fear. It's actually the fear that I might not be able to be satisfied with the way things I would like them to be, but I know whatever is supposed to be is a great opportunity. So I don't know, so it's a reminder. I know for me, I have to work on just knowing I'm enough, and that if I have to pour love into that fear and bring it to my heart.
Thank you. So I heard not enoughness, I heard resistance, I heard fear, tension, dissatisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to work with one right now?
I'd say fear.
Okay, let's do it.
So it just dissolves. It just evaporates. It evaporates into everything around.
Yes. Yeah, so just another teaching to share is, right, because the lower frequencies are illusory, they're not real, and like the truth here is, and so it will, just because this is its nature is so changeable and mutable, right? Just that quickly you felt that dissolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's who you are, right? So there's not even exactly a work to do, because we are that, right? Like you are that love. And so I wanted to bring that in because earlier I heard maybe Carrie, you said, right? Like that you're working to, but you are that. We already are that. So then we just allow.
It's remembering who we really are. And it's like the old paradigm versus, okay, we have the new energy. We're living in the new paradigm. We have the new knowledge. So, okay, just let's practice it.
Thank you.
Like Elizabeth, I was at the Journey of Light Consciousness last week, and it was just so inspiring to see Ma working with people and boom, 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 changing their lives, even with different physical appearance on the face and the way they walked and carried themselves. Just absolutely amazing. And we were all doing the work. It seemed like everybody that went up to have Ma work with them, there was definitely for me something I had in common with them, whether it was the childhood wounds or whatever. So I got a lot of that last week. It was wonderful. In terms of what gets in between me and oneness consciousness is judgment. You know, certain political figures, the things that they say, or hearing, you know, a head of a country saying how now they're going to bomb this train station, and I instantly judge them. And Nancy and I were working on this like a year ago. We were about sending love to Putin's and love to various people, and I need to get back into that one. But right now I wanted to demonstrate, if it's okay with you, to do the give back, take back.
Absolutely.
Because I was judged when I was a child, and again, you know, like not enough, as you said. And it really is a quick and easy thing to do. So I'm going to do this give back, take back exercise first with my mother and then with my father. And as when we're young, especially 0 to 7, we take on so many energies. We're like a sponge, and they could be high vibration or low vibration. We don't really know the difference. And, you know, we look at our parents as being able to do everything. You know, they're so big, they can drive cars, they can do all these things, and we just assume that whatever they give to us, that, you know, it must be a good thing. And we rely on our parents to feed us and to keep our lives going. So it's very often that children will take on things that aren't theirs just to please the parents. So they don't have that fear of, you know, survival and all of that. So the first thing that I would say is, Dad, I give you back this, or Mom, I give you back this judgment. It's your judgment, it's not mine. And then you can either, you can physically pull it out of your body. And if it's really a strong, strong energy in you, go all the way down to your feet and just like you're clawing it out of you and giving it back to that person. You can also tell the energy that you protected me, this judgment, because it made me feel superior, but I no longer need you, and I'm sending you back to your source. So you can do either of those two ways. And then I take back my unconditional love. I take back my self-love. Whatever it is that judgment was canceling out of you. And then I would do the same thing with my mom. Mom, I have this energy of judgment in me. It's not my energy, it's your energy. And I give this back to you. And I take back my my self-love, my feeling of wholeness, whatever would be right for you. And then a third way is to put it into your heart. And I always imagine a fluffy pink blanket wrapped around whatever that darker energy is, and then it just dissolves. Thank you. Pardon me?
That was lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
And you can do it like sitting in a theater or anything. Just, you don't have to use emotions. You can just visualize them. Great. Maybe not driving, but.
I'd like to add that what I became aware of is the lies that we inherited. They're just, I don't even want to call them beliefs. They're false, like they're lies. They're just lies that right down the lineage, and in satsang, right? Satsang is truth, or coming together and speaking truth. And thank you.
The one I think has been most on my mind lately, and for a while, but decision making. And I find when I have too many decisions on my mind, I don't make any at all. And I guess it's probably, I would say it's rooted in fear of making the wrong decision. So, you know, when I sit with myself, I try and focus more on how am I feeling right now in this moment. And I guess that's kind of where my focus has been, is trying not to look too far forward. But yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything present in your body now, or in the right, just presence, that you want to work with?
I did think about that as we were going around, and thank you everybody for sharing too, those of you that did. It's in my voice box. It's my voice, I think.
Anything stuck there or unexpressed? Is there an energy there to name?
There's the sound of my voice, right? Being able to speak, and then also the inner voice there, inner dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Did you say not being able to speak? Not.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Are you aware of anything that is prohibiting the ability to speak? Like could be doubt, self-doubt, or unworthiness, or you could, right? Oftentimes we can see in childhood, like your voice not being honored or respected,
not being
or
heard.
Not being heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say I've certainly experienced that in my lifetime. In this moment, I'm not feeling that way.
Yeah.
But I think that it definitely has how I'm feeling now. That's behind it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to practice the shift? Because I feel like we're almost there. Okay.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay. So, how does it feel to not be heard?
Lonely.
Okay. Beautiful. So let's find the loneliness in the body. Feel it. And feel that great love in the heart. And just welcome the loneliness there. What are you present to now?
I felt all this light rushing in, and then it turned into almost like I was trying to figure out, you know, that marbly paint when they're making it, it swirls around all these colors. That kind of surrounded my heart and that feeling of loneliness. And what I heard was that it's absolutely okay to feel that way, and then it's part of myself, and to be more accepting
Yes,
of
yes,
that
yes.
feeling.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, right, we're 2 returns to 1. Okay, so we'll go into some spiritual practice. And because Maria Magdalena is very present, let's go into mantra. And the goddess that is very close to the design of Maria Magdalena is Kali. And I just recently saw a photo of Maria Magdalena with this holding a skull. It's the first time I had seen that. And of course, we see Kali holding the skulls. So dissolving the ego, the skull representing the ego. And that little rascal, the ego, is what, has us believing in separation. So we'll just offer to Kali, continue to offer. We don't even have to name it. We don't even have to, intellectualize it. We'll just, in that surrender, allow Kali to dissolve that which in us, I'm going to find the right word. That creates a distance with oneness consciousness. So the mantra is Om Klim Kali Kaye Namaha. Om Klim Kali Kaye Namaha. Okay, so let's exhale. And we'll begin. Om Klim Kali Kaye Namaha. 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 Om Klim Kali Kali 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 Namaha. Faster. Om Klim Kali Kali Namaha. 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 Om Klim Kali Namaha. Om Klim Kali 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 Kali Namaha. Last one. Om Klim Kali Kali Namaha. we'll work with the breath and light. So we're going to do a pretty simple breathing practice. We're going to breathe 2 beams of light into the nose, hold in the brain, and then exhale down the central channel to the base of the spine. And then inhale up and then release the light in the brain. And then again, inhale these beams of light into the brain. Exhale to the base of the spine. Inhale and release all the light into the brain. Okay, so we'll begin. Be in that stillness. Expanding the newness within. The harmony. To all the cells. The oneness. Surrender. transparency. Light. Peace. Devotion. Love. And grace. Into the minds, into the personality, to the whole body. We anchor these frequencies and we welcome the limited personality. We welcome the upliftment of the conditioned personality into our fifth dimensional personality, our newness, our new paradigm. Om Ji Ji Sai Ma. So we have time for brain illumination. Okay. This is our high-tech viewing situation here. So that completes us. Thank you so much for gathering. And I don't know, do we still have somebody online? Okay, thank you for joining online. And we meet the first Saturday of each month at 11 a.m. Pacific. And as always, thank you, Dennis. I just love being here.